If you like movies about nice old British ladies, this could be the one for you. Let's talk about Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. This is currently still playing in select theaters, but it just went up on demand as well, so you can find it wherever you purchase or rent movies at home, and you can possibly check out this Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Before we get involved with the movie, though, I do want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thanks for finding this video. I do try to tackle most of the big movies and TV shows that come out, so always something new to check out on my channel. So let's get to this movie. This is apparently the third adaptation of a novel from 1958, but the first feature film that they've done. First was a TV show as part of BBC's Studio One anthology series, and then there was a German version, which was on TV as well, and then they did a TV movie starring Angela Lansbury, and finally, Mrs. Harris gets to the big screen. I was pretty unfamiliar with this. When I saw the poster, I had never heard of the title before, so this was new to me, but immediately I was like, okay, this movie clearly, just from the poster, I could tell this movie is clearly heading for a demographic that I think is woefully underserved at the box office, which is older women. And, before we get really into the specifics of this, I do want to, I mentioned this in my Top Gun review, that usually summer blockbusters are not really for adults. They're all about dinosaurs and superheroes and cartoons and stuff like that. So, Top Gun Maverick, and the proof is in the pudding there. I did that review 2.5 months ago, and it's still riding high, in the box office top 10, breaking all these records. But I find that another woefully underserved demographic at the box office is older women. And we've seen this time and again when, like, every 2 or 3 years, there's like a big movie that comes out, whether it's the Downton Abbey movie or, something with beautiful British people that makes, a bit of a splash at the box office. It never does, huge numbers, but it's nice that people can see themselves on the screen. And for a while, we were doing several of these a year, like usually there'd be one with Diane Keaton or Candice Bergen or Jane Fonda or something, Book Club or, Palms, where Diane Keaton wanted to be the cheerleader or whatever. So, just from the poster, I sort of got this like nice feeling in my belly. I was like, I bet this is going to be a nice and cute movie. I bet this is, about this adorable woman who makes her way to Paris. It's her life dream to go to Paris, and she does, and that's the movie. And, that is sort of what happens in the movie. There's certainly more to it than that. I maybe, was downplaying it a little in my thought process, but essentially, Leslie Manville plays Mrs. Harris, and this takes place in the late 50s in London, and she is a widowed cleaning lady, and she becomes obsessed with owning a Christian Dior dress. And so, she has this dream, and at the time, Dior was available only at Paris, only at the Christian Dior, factory or building or whatever you want to call it. It was long before it was on every shelf at Macy's or whatever. So this was her dream, and eventually she gets up enough funds to actually go and make her trip to Paris and hopefully get a dress that she loves. There's a bunch of complications along the way. She makes some friends. She makes some enemies. There's a possible romance. That's really all I'll get into without giving away more of the story. But sure enough, the title does tell you. She does go to Paris. I'll give you that. The biggest sort of villain, I guess, in the movie, you could say, is played by Isabelle Huppert, who always sort of plays these vicious, uncaring roles. She is always atop critics' best actresses out there type lists. Certainly on the international circuit, she's done movies, in Russia, Italy, Asia, and she's done several English language films too, including I Heart Huckabees, Greta, which was like the assassin movie, and so she's done movies all over the place, and she has been Oscar nominated as well for some of her more foreign movies. I think one of her French movies she got a Best Actress nomination for. But anyway, so, she's always great. And the two of these ladies together, I'm not super familiar with my old British actresses unless it's like, the top three, which is like Maggie Smith, Judi Dench, Helen Mirren. Like, those are the main, American ones, right? I mean, they're all British, but like, the ones that American audiences know. All the ones basically that were in like the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel movies. Like there's movies that are geared for older women, and we only got two of those. The last one was like 6 years ago. So so again, an underserved demo that in the middle of summer, why not throw it in the box office and see if it sticks? And I think it did okay in the box office, but I think where it's really going to find its life is in that home box office there, either on demand or people are going to rent it on a DVD at Redbox or something. But I think, this is the kind of movie my parents would love. My biggest problem with the movie, it is rated PG, so I didn't expect too much. Although, for PG, it does push the envelope a little bit these days because there's smoking, to be era appropriate. Obviously, everybody in London in the 50s smoked. And there was one other thing I sort of thought of, because there's no like sex in it or anything. I forget what it is, but as I was watching, I know they go to like a burlesque house, and you see pretty scantily clad women. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool for a PG movie. I can get behind that. But my biggest problem with it is that I do think it's all a bit too lovely. It's all a bit tame, to be honest. The story is engaging, and I love Mrs. Harris. I mean, how can you not? Played by Manville. She's just a delight to watch on the screen, and you want everyone to fall in love with her, and many of the characters do. But I just wish there was maybe a little more attention, or she had a little more strife. I mean, it seemed, yeah, some things happened, and maybe she didn't always get her way, and something else happened. But then, most of the time it would like turn around the other way, and it's all a little too cutesy for me personally. But this was just a delightful picture. So I leave Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris with a B+. I think you'll enjoy it too. And I'm not an old woman, right? My mom is 71 or something. She would love this movie. I'm not in the demo, but it got to me too. It's really, really cute. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see everybody next time. Bye.